Raider Nation, let's get the Raiders report to 93,000 subscribers. Currently, you guys can do the math. I'm not there yet. If you haven't yet, if you're looking for more news, rumors, live shows like this one, please go ahead and subscribe. And if you want to make sure that you're watching my watch party when the Raiders take on the Eagles this weekend, we will get that started 15 minutes before kickoff. I'm also going to be in Las Vegas at Red Tail. Hit me up on Instagram for extra ticket details. Raider Nation, what's going on? You guys are watching the Raiders Report, and today's show is presented by Automobis. If anybody out there loves the sweatshirt that I got on, or if they just want to go ahead and support an awesome Raiders company, all you got to do is go to Automobis.com, and if you're looking to save that extra 20%, click Enter the Abyss, and you get some high-quality Raiders gear. Coming up here on today's show, I'm going to give you my preview of this Raiders Week 7 game up against the Philadelphia Eagles. And when you look at the Raiders, they're 4-2. This is going to be the very first game in Allegiant Stadium without Jon Gruden. It's going to be a major headline that a lot of people are going to be talking about. And then you got the Eagles. They are 2-4. However, they have been actually, I think, playing teams pretty closely, minus that one game that they had up against the Dallas Cowboys where they just, for whatever reason, did not show up. Now, I did this last week, and the Raiders won after losing 2 in a row, so I'm going to be a little bit superstitious here. If you think that the Raiders are going to win this game, I want you to go ahead and like the video. So if we get 10,000 likes, I almost think that guarantees that we're going to go ahead and get a victory. I know it's a little superstitious, but hey man, it worked last week, so please go ahead and like the video. Let's first off look at the offensive side of the football. In this matchup, total yards per game, advantage Raiders, 10th best in the league, 385.2. Passing yards per game, advantage Raiders, 3rd best in the league. Rushing yards per game, that one goes to the advantage of the Philadelphia Eagles. Points per game, advantage Raiders. Giveaways, tied for the best in the league. You can't really get too much better than that. Only 4 times the Raiders have turned over the ball. No fumbles, 4 INTs. Speaking of those 4 INTs, obviously they come from Derek Carr, but I'll probably point the finger at Willie Snead and, well, a few other drops that have happened along the way. DC, 1,946 passing yards, 10 touchdowns, 4 picks. How does that stack up against Jalen Hurts? And for those of you that don't know, producer Jeremy and I, who is actually filming this show right now, have a bet on total touchdowns between Hurts and between Derek Carr, and he is winning that bet so far. Hurts does have 13 total touchdowns, 8 through the air, 5 on the ground. Carr obviously only has 10. One of the big things that I'm going to be looking for in this game is for Josh Jacobs, though, to really try to get it going, because Philadelphia, let's face it, is definitely weaker against the run than they are the pass. So is this going to be the game where they end up breaking him out? 54 carries, 175 yards, 4 rushing touchdowns on the year. You're hoping that JJ can get over 3.2. One of the players that I do anticipate getting a lot of work in this game is Kenyon Drake. One of the reasons, I mean, literally Rich Bisaccia said that, hey, we want to get Drake a little bit more involved. He's got 28 carries, 91 yards. Last week, he had 2 catches, 39 receiving yards, and a touchdown. He also had 4 carries on 38 yards and a touchdown. Look for Drake to get a little bit more work. Now, usually when we talk about the running game, we talk about the running back, and we'll get to Miles Sanders here in a second. But realistically, I really think that this running game runs through Hurts, who's got 53 carries, 300 yards. The more important stat, I would actually argue, minus the 5 touchdowns, which is impressive. He's ran for 21 first downs. So look for the Raiders really try to slow that down. Then you got Miles Sanders. I mean, I don't know why they don't use him more. All the reports are coming out that they do anticipate to use Sanders a little bit more in this game, but he's got 57 carries, 270 yards, and no touchdowns yet, but there's a lot of talent to go around on both sides. Let's look at the receivers now for both teams. The Raiders, I believe they are the only team in the league that has at least 3 players with over 20 catches and then over 300 yards. But you got 3 dudes with over 300. Henry Ruggs is actually really balling out. I put out a post on YouTube if you guys want to go ahead and vote on it. Who's going to lead the team in receiving yards? Right now, the last time I checked, 69%. That's really nice. Amount of y'all think that Ruggs is going to do it. Hey, this man looks great. And if you haven't seen the video on my Twitter of him and Greg Olsen talking, it's probably one of the coolest videos that I've ever seen. Well, let's look now at the Eagles. Now, the Eagles did lose one of their top pass catchers, Zach Ertz. He was traded to the Arizona Cardinals. If not, he would have been right underneath Dallas Goedert here. But Devonta Smith, the first-round pick out of Alabama, I thought that this was kind of a funny funny thing. Devonta Smith was talking about Henry Ruggs, and they played together at Alabama, and he called him a brother from another mother. So I thought that was kind of cool. Quez Watkins, he's got a lot of speed, 311 yards. Dallas Goedert, though. Dallas Goedert is definitely a player that the Raiders really need to slow down. So we just went through a whole bunch of stats there. After looking at all that, I want you guys to let me know down in the comments section who's got the better offense. If you believe that it's the Raiders, I want you to go ahead and type RO. If you think it's the Eagles, you can go ahead and type EO. I will say that the running game of Philadelphia does scare me a little bit, but I'm going to go with my Raiders here. Give me the silver and black. I'm going to type RO. It's time now to look at the defensive side of the football. Total yards per game. This one is advantage to the Philadelphia Eagles. Passing yards per game. This one, again, advantage Philadelphia, and we'll get to one of their shutdown corners, Darius Slay, who's been absolutely phenomenal. Rushing yards per game, both teams basically bottom in the league. Points per game, advantage Las Vegas, and then takeaways, another advantage for Las Vegas. Now, what are some of the linebackers here, some of the players out there that lead the team in tackles? Denzel Perryman is right now tied for the NFL lead with 73. I'll always say, though, just because you get a lot of tackles doesn't always mean that you're playing that great. I do think Perryman and Corey Littleton are playing better than I personally expected. Johnathan Hankins coming off the best game of his career, and the rookie Nate Hobbs should be in the conversation for Defensive Player of the Year. What about Raiders INT leaders? We got 4 guys that have 1, and shout out to Brandon Facyson because he's going to earn a little bit more time in this game. Amik Robertson played in, I believe, like 13 snaps last week. Facyson came in, made a big-time impact. I am curious to see how much Desmond Trufant ends up going with Roderick Teamer on IR. What about the sack leaders? Maxx Crosby, he deserves to be in the discussion for Defensive Player of the Year. That's how good he's been. Solomon Thomas had a nice forced fumble last week. Quinton Jefferson, but this is going to be a game where your defensive tackles, I'm not worried so much about sacks. I'm a little bit more worried about how they stop the running game. What about the Eagles? The all-time perfect example of tackles don't mean anything. Alex Singleton sucks, and he really does. He's a bad NFL linebacker, but you know what? He gets a lot of tackles because he gets to the opposition or he gives up a lot of catches. But Anthony Harris, he's battling an injury. The biggest name on here, and you're going to see him a lot, is Javon Hargrave. What about the Eagles INT leaders? One of the best cornerbacks this season so far has been Darius Slay. Anthony Harris is a solid safety. Steven Nelson was a good addition for them in the offseason. But Slay is definitely somebody that you're going to want to try to stay away from. Another person that you want to stay away from, and when I say stay away from, if we can run to the opposite side of wherever Javon Hargrave is, that's going to help you out a lot. Javon Hargrave right now is playing one of the best defensive tackles in the entire league. He's he's all over the place. He's got 32 tackles, I believe, 6 sacks. He's got 9 quarterback hits. This guy is really terrorizing defenses. But you guys can look through here at some of the other names. I'm just going to say Cox because I can. Who's got the better defense? Speaking of Fletcher, if you got ED, go ahead and type it. Or if you're going to go ahead and type the Raiders defense, type RD. This one's actually very close to me. I think from top to bottom, the Eagles might have a slight advantage, but it is close. Call me crazy. I'm going to go ahead and say I got ED, I guess. Now, if you love the shirt that I got on, get it together. Head on over to automabiz.com. It's the link that you see below. This isn't a picture of me, but you can kind of see what this is all about. They make a whole bunch of awesome shirts. Well, probably one of my favorite things about them, and I'll have this in Vegas this weekend so you guys can feel up on me. But it feels like better than Nike Dry Fit. That's how high quality these shirts are. And the other reason why I love them, this is a company made by Raiders fans. So a portion of all the proceeds, they go to benefit certain Raiders companies or Raiders, whatever they have. Like the Tom Flores, a portion of all these sweatshirts that are bought go to the Tom Flores Foundation. And so it's just an awesome, awesome company. If you're looking to save an extra 20%, join their newsletter. All you got to do that is just click Enter the Abyss. At the end of the day, if all I got to do is click a button and then put my email in and I'm going to get an extra 20% off, guess what? I'm going to get it to an extra 20% off. Bottom line, though, go ahead, support some Raider fans. They got some awesome gear. I'm going to be repping it as well. And if you don't believe me, come find me in Las Vegas. I'll be wearing it this weekend. automabiz.com. All right, let's continue to rock and roll here with this Raiders versus Eagles preview and prediction video. We went through the offense. We went through the defense. Now, coming up here, I believe, is going to be the injury report. Yes, injury report. So we got the injury report here for Las Vegas and Philadelphia. The first names I'm going to keep in mind here are the guys that did not participate during Wednesday's practice. I don't really think that you're going to see Nick Bowers in this game. Quinton Jefferson could be an interesting player, though. I do anticipate he plays. Dallin Leavitt, I'm not sure. Darren Waller, I actually think this was just more of a rest play. I haven't gotten an update on Waller, and usually if Waller's hurt, we're going to be one of the first people to know about it. What about guys that were limited? A few more names to keep in mind. Bryan Edwards, Nick Kwiatkoski, Kolton Miller, Henry Ruggs, sorry, just had lunch. The one name that I do want to just kind of hit on the head just a little bit more is Johnathan Hankins, because Hankins missed last week, and out of all these names, they're all very important. However, with Hankins, he's that run stopper, and I really do think he's probably the best run stopper that the Raiders have right now. He's a big body. He's going to be able to clog up some holes, and for an Eagles team that's going to want to run the football first, it is important to have him out there, and I believe he's going to be healthy. What about some other players here that were on full participants? Derek Carr, Maxx Crosby, Brandon Facyson, Nassib, Yannick Ngakoue, Denzel Perryman, John Simpson, Solomon Thomas. I really just wanted to be able to put those guys on this video to give you the biggest, I guess, the most in-depth look at the Raiders injury report, because, hey, that's what we do here at the Raiders Report. All right, what about some Eagles injury news now? Well, they only got 5 names. You got Anthony Harris, who was a safety, if you follow the show, was a guy that I really, really wanted to have in silver and black. He did not participate. Derek Barnett, Jason Kelce, Lane Johnson, and then Rick Lovato. Probably Johnson, Kelce, Barnett, Harris. All 4 of those are starters. All 4 of those players are major impact dudes. If any 4 of those guys cannot play, that will be a major, major loss for the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, if anybody out there wants to hit me up on Instagram, please do. I'm at MitchellRents365. I posted on my Twitter today. I posted on my Instagram today about the final 8, I guess, things that we're going to do to figure out what's going to be the next Chucky head. If you want to go ahead and get your votes in, please go ahead and check it out. I also put how we're basically going to do the breakdown, if you will, of how the votes are going to come in. But I will say my favorite one still to this day is the Just Win baby, so we'll see ultimately which one ends up getting picked. Let's now look at the odds here in this football game. Philadelphia on the road at Allegiant Stadium. First game without Gruden. Head coach Rich Bisaccia is going to be looking to come away with a win in this one. The Raiders are favorites by 3 points. Now this line has been going up and down, up and down. First time I saw it, Raiders was -3. Then it went to 3.5, and now it's back down to 3. The over-under in this one is set at 49. So you know what I'm going to do? I told you preview and prediction. Give me your prediction here in this game. Raiders 3-point favorites at home up against the Philadelphia Eagles. Let me know what you're thinking. Let me know your thoughts now. If anybody out there, I don't know, has an Amazon Alexa Echo, you probably already know my score prediction, because guess what? If you ask your Amazon Echo, say, hey, show me the Raiders 2-minute drill, you're going to see me. So go ahead, check it out. But give me your score prediction right now. For me, I'm going to go ahead and say that the Raiders win this game 27-21. So I'm going to end up betting the under, but it's going to be just under. And even though I hate betting the unders, I actually have been doing halfway decent with my Raiders bets this year. And I'm going to have that the Raiders end up covering that one. I do think this could be a lot closer than what people anticipate. The Raiders are going to be able to pull away a little bit later, but give me Las Vegas 27-21. Now, last week I showed the AFC West standing. So you know what? They won. I'm just going to do it again. The Chargers are in first place right now with a 4-2 record. Raiders in second with 4-2 record. Chiefs 3-3. Broncos 3-3. So here's some of the Week 7, this is on me, Week 7 matchups that I want you guys to go ahead and look at. What did you do? Next week's, oh man, this is all over the place. So I wanted to show the Week 7 matchups. Not really sure why these are up here, but Chargers versus Patriots, Broncos versus Washington is going to be Week 8. Chiefs versus Giants, and the Raiders are going to be going into that Week 8 bye. If I could get the Week 7 games, I'm just going to shout them out because I don't know what ended up happening here. Looks like they got deleted. It's all good. The Chargers, they're on a bye. The Broncos, they play on Thursday Night Football. The Chiefs, I believe that they are 5.5-point favorites up against the Titans. And then obviously it's the Raiders. So a lot of important games to be able to watch, a lot of important games to be able to go into. If we can go into that bye with a 5-2 record, that would be pretty clutch. One more time, shout out to Autumn Abyss. Shout out to Daryl for hooking me up with an awesome deal. Really cool people. AutumnAbyss.com. Hopefully I see y'all in Vegas repping your silver and black.